If you take a patient who is poor, who is afraid and threatened and, has a very difficult life, or he's illegally working and he's afraid that if people will find out he's sick or she's sick, then that will lead to him losing his job. And if the interaction with a health care deliverer is not extremely positive, then that person is a lost case. Can we try and at least, think, those of us that are on that part of the stage, the deliverers of the care, and think of what means their disease and their suffering for each of the human being in front of us, and try to understand and to communicate in a way that the person understands his disease, but also has a say in the way how his disease is taken care of. And these are just some of the photos that we have about some of our patients, and this, all of you, you are either part of this group, you are either part of the doctors. I'm sure you are facing this, if not daily, but very frequent. I want to tell you something extremely interesting, and it's a discussion that I had with a colleague who was saying that we in TB seem to be not very ambitious, and that we don't realize the importance of lives of people. I think the truth is somewhere in between, but what I think we are not ambitious is that when we set up targets and directions where we go, I think we should think not necessarily at global pictures, but also looking at the individual suffering much more than before. And those of us being doctors or nurses or community workers, we all know the situation, the incredible situation we are in year 2012, where you go and you say to a patient, I don't have the drugs to give you. You have MDR-TB. I'll put you on a waiting list in the year 2012. For me, this is outrageous. And that colleague of mine was saying, you know what? If you speak with a cardiovascular surgeon, he will say that he had, in his ward, 5 people that died last year. And you know what he aims for? He aims for 0. He aims to have 0 deaths. Speak with any of your colleagues. There will be none of them saying, well, I had 5, I plan to have 4 next year. I tell you. Why we are saying, we plan to reduce by 5%. Why are we not more ambitious, but not to be unrealistic, but to be outrageous by the fact that we have in 2012 people dying of TB, people dying of normal TB, sensitive TB, not about MDR-TB. What to expect for MDR-TB? If we have people that the treatment costs $30 and we are unable to treat them, we are unable to provide them with life, and we have children dying with TB in the year 2012. You know what I don't feel, and I might be wrong, or I might be on the wrong part of this world. I don't feel the anger. And I don't know if Blessy is here in the room. She had an intervention in one of the sessions, and she said exactly the same. Blessy is the vice chair of our board, and she's a community and activist, and she was saying, I don't feel the outrage, both from the doctor's side, but let's be realistic, from the activist side, from the patient's side. And that's one of the things that we need to make sure, that the patients will have the power to say their things. We need to make sure that they have the knowledge to say the right things, but we need to empower them to speak much more. I mean, to be honest with you, if this kind of costs and this kind of numbers would have been with other disease, I'm pretty sure the noise would have been much more. Can we try and raise a bit our tone and voice in TB that we get more attention? You need to think that changing your own attitude in the way how you interact with this disease and in how ambitious or bold each of us in their work is, it's a way that maybe we can push the things forward. And we have to remember that what Gandhi was saying is absolutely true. We speak about, oh, let's change, let's do, each of us should be the change that we would like to see in the world.